the Australian dollar literally has been the currency of the year within the G10 space. We think very resilient, a couple of factors driving that. Of course, within the G10, there are only few banks hiking. RBA is the first, well before even the geopolitical risks have come up. And of course, that yield advantage is a great positive for the Aussie. The second is in terms of growth. When we compare how Australia is doing versus the rest of the world, we are outperforming. We are in a better place. And then, of course, when we look at fiscal positions, again, we compare. And our fiscal position is pretty strong. And last but not least, I mean, we're AAA rated economy, and surely that should attract good capital flows as supporting our Aussie dollar moving upwards. Look, if we have continued resilience in the Aussie dollar, there's pros and cons. The pros are that imports are now going to be cheaper for us. At the margin, this could help disinflationary trends as well. And I think that's great for households. On the other side of things, of course, a higher Aussie dollar does not help our competitiveness. Now, of course, our exports are now becoming a little bit more expensive. But I think we have to kind of see the push and pull. I mean, we have been at a pretty low range for the Aussie dollar for quite some time now. So again, the beneficiaries tend to shift around. But again, when we think about Australian competitiveness, we are lowest cost producers in many of the commodities that we export. So again, even at the margin, we not see a significant impact. I think with the US dollar particularly, it's been a push and pull. We have been broadly negative the dollar because there's a lot going on in the US. Policy uncertainty is a key driver of dollar weakness. However, in between now, we've got this geopolitical shift coming into play, and that has changed the tone of the dollar. So we've seen the dollar strengthen, and the reason for that really is because the US is a net energy exporter, and as a result of that, given that oil prices have moved higher, the US dollar has also gained. Similar to what the Australian dollar has done, we are also a net energy exporter, which is one of the reasons why we have been resilient. Look, I think the de-dollarization trend is a tricky one. I would not say it's de-dollarization, maybe FX regionalization. You can't, US dollar is really 80% of global payments. When you look at reserves, they're about 60% of global reserves. Maybe that is diminishing, but maybe that might take time. I think it's a function of, how other economies are doing. When we think about the AI boom, for example, it's not just the US that's benefiting from that. It's Korea, China, Taiwan. They're all on the table to benefit, and this should at the margin support those currencies as well. Of course, we are speaking at a time again when geopolitical events are taking place, and of course because of that, Asian economies in particular, they tend to be net energy importers, and as a result of that, I think that's going to weigh on their currencies, at least in the near term.